singing high around my baby's door. And it keeps me from rambling anywhere I go, where I go. Well, I can tell the moon is rising, shade on the trees. Oh, I can tell the leaves are falling, shaking on the trees. Well, I need my sleep rider to keep my company. All right, that was Hellhound on My Trail, and we have left the land of standard tuning, and we are now in cross note tuning, and we're actually in an E minor chord. So we've tuned up rather than going down to open D and D minor. We're up in E minor, which is, I believe, what the recording reflects as well from the original recording. So, how do you get into cross note tuning? Well, what we're going to be doing is our two E's, our sixth and our first, are going to stay the same, but our D is going to come up to those E's. So we've got three E's, 6, 4, and 1 E. Our A is going to come up to B, so our second string B, and our fifth string is going to be now B. And the G stays the same, so we've got E, B, E, G, B, E. If tuning up is you feel like it's maybe causing too much stress or tension on your strings, you can of course adjust the strings by maybe going down to, if you're using a light gauge string, you should be perfectly fine, but if not, you go down to a custom light gauge string or even down to an extra light gauge string if you feel that's necessary. But that is cross note tuning, and this song is really heavily borrowing from Skip James, but the difference being that Robert Johnson is playing at a quicker tempo, where Skip James's stuff was definitely a slower tempo and more haunting, in my opinion, than this Robert Johnson piece, because Robert is playing at just basically playing at a quicker tempo. But a lot of the same ideas are going on. So what we're going to be doing is starting up on the 4th fret, strings 3 and 1, and that second string is going to be on the 3rd fret, and we're going to walk down. So 4, 3, 2 to open. Sorry. That's what it is. When we go down to our 3rd, we're going to add our 3rd fret, 1st string, but it's also going to be open a little bit. So we're going to go same thing to open. What I like to do, and this is something that Booker White did because he played a lot out of cross note tuning as well, is that I'm actually going to be covering that 3rd string pretty much throughout the piece, because if you haven't already, if you strum, you're obviously getting a minor chord. Whereas if you fret that 3rd string at the 1st fret, you're back into a major, and you may need to adjust it slightly to fit into the chord so it blends in. But that's the intro. So I'm actually going all the way down to my 1st fret on that 3rd string, even though I'm not playing it. I'm just covering it so it's not ringing out in that intro. Now we've got our walk down. which is 3, 2, 1, and we're using that open first string as well. And that there is going from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret on that 2nd string, and that first string is open. Our 6th string is going to be holding down the 4th on the bass there, and we're just not really doing anything other than just kind of keeping our beat with that thumb. And I'm muting the string with the palm of my hand so it's not getting a full note. It's more of a rhythmic thing than a note. And then we're going to go up. Just like we were doing an E-blues type of thing, we're going to be going up to the 7th and 8th fret. So 7th fret with that first string, 8th fret with that 2nd string, and he's going to sing over that. Gotta keep moving, gotta keep moving. So that's 7th and 8th, 5th and 6th, 2nd and 3rd. Back up to the 5th and 6th. And then open 2nd and open 1st, which is just following basically what the melody line would be. You gotta keep moving, you gotta keep moving. Who's falling down like hell? And then walk down. I gotta keep moving. 2nd line of the verse, you're gonna be at the 3rd fret with that 2nd string. Bend it up a little bit, open 1st, to that 1st string of the 3rd. Gotta keep moving. Who's falling down like hell? So there, we're starting at the 5th fret on that 2nd string. The 1st string is open, down to the 3rd, back to just the open E's there. And the walk down, which he does twice. Now we're going to slide up to the 7th fret on that 6th string and hit that 5th string as well. So you got 2 B's going on. And back to our 2nd and 3rd fret with this shape here. So and that's the 3rd line of the verse. You gotta keep moving, Hellhound on my trail, Hellhound on my trail, repeat it. 2nd line of the verse is pretty much the same. Not the 2nd line of the verse, the 2nd verse. Walk down. No, instead of going to that 2nd string, he's going to go to the 5th string. So the 1st verse, he's going to go to the 2nd string and down. 2nd verse, he's going to do the same thing, but he's going to use his 5th string. So that's his 5, 4, 3, open, and then we do that walk down. Up to the 7th fret. Hellhound on my trail. The 3rd verse is going to start up at that 5th fret of that 5th string and sprinkled high powder all around my baby's door. So walk down while my baby's door. Well, I sprinkled high food powder all around my baby's door. So again, just going back up to that 5th fret of that 5th string, back down, and walk down. 7th fret keeps me from rambling. Anywhere I go, anywhere I go. The last verse is going to be like the first. So again, that's 7 and 8 down to 5 and 6. And then he's going to stop there because he's going to go, well, I can hear the wind is howling. He's shaking on the trees. And then he's on that 5th fret with that 2nd string, and he does that eerie, which really is you're bending up, and then if you just kind of give it a good little shake. So it's not a very finessed vibrato, it's more of just kind of just shaking. Kind of a nervous sound to it. And then just goes back into what you would typically find. So the second line of the verse is he's going to start it out the same as the rest. Go up to the 5th fret. So it's 5, 4, 3, and that what I'm doing there with my thumb pick is I'm just doing a down stroke. So I'm hitting strings 2 and 1. So it's very up to the 7th fret. Anywhere I go, this is the end. And that's the ending. So he's just ending on that 2nd and doing back and forth from the 2nd to the 3rd fret of that 2nd string with that 1st string open. And that is Hellhound on My Trail. So let's go to the split screen and go through it together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Today was Christmas Eve. Today was Christmas Eve.